Hello, Mark. Mark, we've known each other for a long time.
This is correct.
And I remember the Cancer Control Society conferences for about 15 years ago and in the LA area by the Hollywood, wherever it is. And you would always we'd have a booth outside and you'd always be hanging out watching everyone and overseeing our operation, checking out the energy of the Relax Sauna. So tell me your perspective of how you saw it. That's how I saw it, and took you a long time to warm up to our friend. This is the Relax Sauna lamp, the far infrared table lamp, 200 watt.
Junior model.
Huh?
The junior model.
The junior model, but it was mainly the saunas and the Sky Eye professional lamp.
Well, just to give you some background,
Yeah.
I studied in China. I'm a Qigong instructor. I used to do medical intuitive readings and consults for a living. So I do see energy. And he had this long line of people in swimsuits in the hot sun at the cancer convention outside, and he noticed me and said, "You ought to try it." And I said, "There's no way. You've got all those people sweating in your sauna with all their crazy energy. I'm not getting into your sauna." And you just were persistent. And finally I said, "Oh, what the heck, I'll give it a shot." Well, the most amazing thing is that I'm the canary in the cage. I have done consults for companies down to the molecular level of their supplements and proven my track record. And I was actually worried about getting into his sauna. I got into it, and lo and behold, there's probably 30 people in a line sweating in his sauna. And I get into it during a lull in business, and I try my best to feel some negative energy from someone, and there's nothing. It's just as he said, these saunas clean themselves, not only bacterially, but energetically. So it is a spectrum of the sun that is trackable and can be seen with equipment, and it does penetrate all the way to the bone. I could not perceive any negative energy from those 30 sweating people. That blew my mind. Uh, then I felt the energy effect, and I immediately bought one. So
Yeah.
that's the beginning of our relationship. And over the years, I found that not only did they help, but you didn't have to have it hot for it to work. I leave it open all the time. I never sweat in it. I don't follow protocol. Um, Sweating is a wonderful thing. I might do it once a month, but I just utilize the energy. It works. And then I noticed that it changed the energy in my house.
Now
And
that's interesting because I thought you had, like, cats lie in the sun. They don't lie in the shade because they have to be in front of the energy for it to work. So I'm saying, okay, if you're not in front of it, well, I've always thought when I leave my house, my bedroom sometimes, I like to have the sunlight come in when I'm not there, and it feels better than if I
exactly.
had it not closed, not open.
There you go. So all I know is I now have his lamps in every room in the house. And the reason I just called him up today was because I was blown away, because right now at this particular time, we have a full moon. Everybody's talking about the solar flares that are happening, and I wasn't feeling myself. And we have had an actual air conditioning problem in this house. So I turned everything off because it was the sauna lamps were making the home too warm because we had, you know, our air conditioning was having problems. So I turned them all off. Then we fixed it, and lo and behold, a couple days later, I turn it on.
You turn
All the
you turn
all
the
the
lamps
negative
on.
feeling went away.
You turn the
Of the
lamps on after they'd been off for a couple days because
yes,
yeah, okay.
that's crazy. So not only do they not have EMF, they mitigate EMF. So I've tried dozens of people's, you know, because I go to conventions, because I'm in the industry, people are always telling me about their pendants and their patches and their EMF this and their EMF that. And I generally get to see all the pieces of equipment and $1,000 tools for mitigating EMF in your house. And actually, I actually sell EMF um, installations for house, and the lamps work better than what I sell. So how's that for a testimony?
Time to start selling the lamps now,
Exactly.
huh?
Yes, yes. Now I do put my EMF patches on them, and that symbiotically amplifies
Yeah.
the energy of the lamp. Okay.
There's always room for improvement, no matter how good of a product you have. There's always
Exactly.
to make it better. Like people have a protocol, athletic trainers, holistic practitioners, they have a protocol, and the brother product of the Relax far infrared table lamp is the Relax Sauna. And
Exactly.
when you put them in the Relax Sauna, after an athlete has done all he can do, or the trainer has all they can do, then all of a sudden the athlete can perform better and recover quicker. Okay. And the holistic doctor has a patient or a client, and boom, they have enough oomph to get the toxins out of the body now. It's
Exactly.
always a plus factor, no matter who we are, no matter how great I think I am. There's always a way to become greater, because you can't reach perfection, because in this physical world we are perfect, but we cannot manifest perfection in this world. I get pretty close.
Well, the penetrating effect of your sauna is proven with diabetic ulcers, um, just curing, well, I shouldn't use the word curing, but mitigating all kinds of diseases. And you got plenty of testimonies for that. But the
Yes,
diabetic ulcer story is really huge.
and that's with the Relax far infrared sky eye lamp, the
Right,
professional model lamp.
right.
And you know, I don't know if I told you, but there's a lady who sells the Hocket, whatever, it's got 6 or 7 therapies in one, including far infrared ray, and it's a great machine. It costs $35,000 to $70,000. But her grandma had MRSA for 8 months. Antibiotics couldn't do a damn thing for her
Wow.
for her wound or her MRSA. 5 weeks using the Sky Eye professional model lamp, and the MRSA was gone and the wound was healed.
Now that's amazing. I never heard that story.
Well, it's been in my head for a long time. That was about 2 years ago when she told me
Wow.
that. This was at a conference where she was selling the Hocket. She came over our booth and said, "I love your products. They're great." As a matter of fact, we had a doctor in New Jersey whose first name was Mark, strange name, my dad's name too. And he had used the Hocket to get a vaccine injured 8-year-old girl, not the COVID vaccine, but a normal, childhood vaccine.
Uh-huh.
Girl had developed autism, and he got her normal using the Hocket. So what did he do when we talked to him about the Relax Sauna at the conference? He said, I'm going to buy one of these for her as a gift for maintenance. And
Wow.
he has since sold about 10 or 20 of our saunas because, it's a good product.
It is a good product. So just to give you an idea, I only have a lamp upstairs and a lamp downstairs, and that's how much just the lamps mitigated the outside EMF in the house and made me feel better.
Now, so how long have you been using, how many months have you been using the Relax Sauna lamps in your house?
The way we're using it right now, only for a couple of months, but I mean, I have been using them for years, but not like I'm using them now. So it's only been for a few weeks.
So you're claiming that you have created a healing room using the Relax Sauna lamp.
Yes. And in the wintertime,
Yeah.
now just to go backwards, because winter's over, I actually have one sauna generator in every room, and that's 750 watts to a side. So that really makes the house feel good, but it's just too warm for the air conditioning, whereas the lamps can be used in the summertime with the air conditioning.
So the Relax Sauna, if you look at the Relax Sauna, you can't see it, but right in front, there's two Relax Sauna radiators, each 700 watts in there.
Yes.
And I sent you a couple of them because you're a buddy of mine and because you'd bought a whole lot before. So I sent that to you as a gift because you were going to experiment and I wanted to know what was going on. And so one,
worked.
huh?
It worked.
Yeah. So one can buy the Relax Sauna radiators, like right now in 2024, the Relax Sauna sells for $1,500 and the Relax Sauna radiators by themselves sell for $1,200 and the lamp sells for $300.
There you go.
But those prices are going up 2025. So I just wanted to say 2024, these are the prices. If someone's watching this in 2026, don't be surprised, buy it now. But I don't want anyone. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not selling. You're buying because you're discovering that it can transform the health of your home, the health of your body, the health of your life.
Well, what people don't really realize is I'm not going to make some huge claims, but a major amount of disease is now caused by inflammation, which is in turn caused by all of the cell phone towers and Wi-Fi and microwave dishes and so on and so forth. I mean, people talk about it, but they don't really realize how much it impacts their life until they go into the mountains or the beach, where it's not as present.
And you feel
so this is a way this is a way to mitigate it in your house because it's not going away. If anything, it's going to increase.
Yeah. Well, what's very, very interesting is that we sent the Relax Sauna and the $1,200 portable sauna, which marketed itself as a low EMF sauna, and an Amazon sauna. And the laboratory measured not just the far infrared energy that came out of ours. Ours was 100%. They were 8% far, and the Amazon was 0% far, 100% near. But they tested the EMF on it. We had 1/10 the EMF of the other $1,200 portable sauna, and they themselves had 1/15 the EMF of the Amazon sauna. So they're right; they are low EMF. But
right.
But the most interesting part of this is that the cell phone, this thing, the microwave device, is 100 times more dangerous than any household appliance. And
that's right.
And I've been doing shows, and around 2016, 2017, it became really powerful. If I were on the Harry Potter set, in the movie set, and someone said Voldemort, everyone would scream in terror. And back in those days, if someone said you don't have any EMF in your sauna, oh my God, I don't want any EMF. Oh my gosh, that's like you know, and these people are coming at me, and I don't know what in the world they're talking about. Now, I've been in the health food industry
Right.
since 1971, 73.
Yep.
And, you know, an EMF is a concern, yes. And we had someone come to our sauna. You know, I think we had one person in 16, 20 years who really was sensitive, you know, just like Jana, who works for me. She was living up in the mountains of Washington State in the central, north central part of Washington because she
Wow.
couldn't handle the EMF when we met. And,
Yeah.
and she right now has been using the Relax Sauna. She has missed it. She has missed using the Relax Sauna 13 days in 13 years. But
Yeah.
it has given her life back. She was on her deathbed and she was robust and healthy. And oh my God, when you see the transformation of people whose lives are transformed. I was talking to a guy 3 months ago. No, not 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago, and he bought a sauna from us a year and 3 months ago. He
Okay.
had mold toxicity. His sweat was black for 3 months and then dark brown, and now it's not.
Wow.
Swears by the Relax Sauna. There's a lady, Paula, in Desert Hot Springs. She had a wooden infrared sauna, good one. It didn't do for her mold toxicity. The Relax Sauna, she saw us at a show in Long Beach way back. Fixed
Now
her.
let me interrupt. Just so everybody knows, the far infrared that he's creating in his sauna is utilized and created by a digital chip. So that's why it's able to create 95%, over 95% far infrared. They actually recreated the frequency and the modulation of the far infrared um, as close as they could get to what the sun does without the burning rays. So consequently, nobody has a digital chip, and that's why theirs is 50% far infrared, and that's why this one works so much better.
Well, here is something that I uncovered. I think you can read that, but I didn't, you know, it says it's been tested. 100% of the energy is 4 to 14 microns. 100%. And it says tested by an Institute of Technology Research in Taiwan. Now, we sent the Relax Sauna to the university, the Polytechnic University in LA. And they did a 60-minute report on the Relax Sauna. At first, it was between 12 and 14, but by the end of 60 minutes, it was like between 7 and 10. So for 1 hour, all of the energy is between 7 and 14 microns. And, you know, I don't know any other sauna who has published a tested what percentages of their energy is what. So when we came back, when this doctor, this medical doctor out of Philadelphia, sent the Relax Sauna and that $1,200 portable sauna and the Amazon sauna that he bought, sent it to the laboratory, he was shocked that only 8% of that other sauna was far infrared ray energy. So
Wow.
when they advertised full spectrum, that's a negative. Because, you know, there's a book that I have by Dr. Bill Atkpiner, okay, who's a Qigong master, Chinese medical doctor, American medical doctor, has a cancer clinic, uses ozone. And he says in the book that there's a book by a Japanese lady called the Science of Far Infrared Energy Therapy. And she says, and he quotes her, saying only the 7 to 14 micron energy wavelength, water's 8 microns, humans, birds, mammals are 9.4 microns, only that frequency vibrates with the water molecules in our body. And here's what he said. It says water molecules cluster and they hold captive.
There you go.
They hold captive poisonous gases like mercury, chlorine, sulfur dioxide, chlorine, and carbon
And other
dioxide.
heavy metals.
Yes, and heavy metals, lead, all those are encapsulated. And so the far infrared energy between 7 and 14 microns vibrates with the water and weakens the ionic bonds between the hydrogen and the oxygen, and therefore the gases are released into the system to be eliminated by the immune system.
There you go.
And so it's like, okay.
And just like the lady that you have on your brochure that got all of her heavy metals out of her body,
right,
lost a bunch of weight because it excites the water molecule, releases the heavy metals and gases, and through the excretionary, parts of the body, and you excrete it out.
You know, another benefit of this happening, because the heavy metals aren't in the receptor cells of the magnesium, the zinc, and all that. Now your body can absorb nutrients.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
like get the bad out so the good can come in.
There you go. And just for those who are listening, if you listen to this podcast, you can go to mountainmiracles.com and buy one of these, and I'll make sure that you get a $200 discount.
Okay, on the Relax Sauna.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. I was going to suggest $100 off, but
no. Let's do 200.
Okay, well, it's a podcast, so it'll be a limited time only, and so
there you go.
We'll mention on the thing there's a limited time, and they have 7 or 10 days to make their decision
out of my pocket.
Yes, but and after that it'll be $100. So whatever code we on the underneath, it'll be
for 30 days.
Well, we're going 10 days. We want them to make a decision now, and then after that it'll be $100.
Okay.
That'll be good. But basically, both the lamp and the sauna are great products, and we have. Did I tell you about the lady at one of our conferences? She was an exhibitor, and she had dental surgery, and they had laser burnt her tongue.
Oh my God.
Her pain was 9 pain. She could hardly talk for 36 hours. She came to the booth, and I said, Sue, do this. Okay? For 5 or 10 minutes, and come back and do it.
Really?
Yeah. So, about an hour later, she brought it back. And then the next day went by, and she never came back for it. I said, damn. I found out in 10 minutes it worked, and the pain hadn't come back, and it's been over a year.
Wow.
But one lady said that she watched, and she had this, she gets B12 shots, so she has needle marks, purple needle marks all over her thigh. And she put this on the marks, and in real time, they started disappearing.
Wow.
Now, Janet tells a story about how this one lady had just gone blind through diabetes. And so she didn't have anything to do with herself. So Janet loaned her a lamp, and she just did this and this and this. And her sight came back.
You're kidding.
No. I mean, these are the stories I hear. This isn't Snow White, or no, this isn't Cinderella. I get my things, it's not Hansel and Gretel either. I tell people when I put them in the sauna, this is not a Hansel and Gretel operation. we're not making gingerbread cookies, after
them out. It's not a fairy tale.
No, it's not a fairy tale. And so this is not Cinderella. This is full-blooded, like Batman and Robin. They're
real science. It is real science.
And Aquaman, they're all partners in the.
Well, just so you know, to reiterate what it did to my house, it's kind of like when you look at it energetically, it puts a cloud of far infrared into the room, which kind of billows out. And being that it's anti-inflammatory, it actually bends the EMF and softens it. So that's what I see
Yeah.
with second sight.
You know, interestingly enough, if, you know, I just had a picture of, you know, let's say you go to an abandoned house that's been shut in. And
Right.
you go in and it's, you know, and then you open up the windows and 2 days later you come back and the house feels different.
Exactly.
There has to be, for people who are sensitive like you, there has to be an energetic difference on even the benefits of sunlight.
Exactly. And ions in the air.
Yes, right. Yes.
And I would actually imagine it's actually taking a step almost too far, that this does create some ionic activity in the air.
Well, you know, we don't advertise, but because we talk about, you know, we don't talk about EMF hardly at all when we sell the Relax Sauna.
Right.
We promote it because that's a negative. You know, we talk about the positives that the Relax Sauna generates using semiconductor chips that you were referring to. That's you know, like the new cars have used semiconductor chips, and these are made in Taiwan, not China.
Yeah.
It took them from 1987 to 1997 to perfect the technology, and those are the semiconductors. You can see 4 of them right there. But we don't tell people we have negative ions in here also. That's like, you know, oh, because it's so minor compared to the incredible, I'll use the word healing, although it's almost a contraband word, vibration of the far infrared energy. Now, you know, Bruce Lipton talked about semiconductor chips. You know how he talked about it? Or well, not chips, but he said that the membrane of a cell is the brain of the cell.
Yeah, every cell has a sodium potassium pump. And when that sodium potassium pump finally has enough energy to activate, then the cell can recreate or actually reprogram trauma.
The membrane of the cell is the brain of the cell,
Right.
which is a semiconductor. And what does the semiconductor do? It filters out and filters in.
Yep. And if it doesn't have the energy to turn on completely, then trauma stays.
You know, when you get in the Relax Sauna, one of the first of all, Hippocrates said, "Find me a way to create fever and sweat, and I will cure disease."
Right.
And if you, I was at the Bajansky Cancer Conference in Jacksonville, Florida, about 6 months to a year ago, and one of the doctors who spoke on far infrared energy there, and has a book on it. He's told me, you know, when you do the derivation of the Greek word physician, you know what it was called?
No.
Warmers. The purpose of the Greek physician was to warm your body, to increase core temperature so the body could heal itself.
There you go.
And when you increase the body temperature, you know what we're doing? We're activating the parasympathetic.
Activating the immune system.
Yes, and the parasympathetic nervous system. And when you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, and the sympathetic nervous system is called to a halt, and you're slowed down and you're tuned in and you're outside of time, therefore there's no pain because you're in timeless, and there's only pain, and only pain exists when there's time.
There you go.
So basically the mitochondria now start creating energy, ATP and nitric oxide. So there you go, talking about how you feel energized, and this gives the body the oomph, and the lymphatic system the oomph to get the toxins out. A lot of times a doctor will have a holistic protocol, and you'll get the toxins out of the body, but there's not enough oomph, toxins out of the cells, so it's going around the body like musical chairs, but it can't get out.
Exactly.
And so the Relax Sauna gives it the oomph to get it out. And that, you know what our new slogan is now?
Go ahead.
It's experience the difference. And here you'll like this: feel the momentum. Isn't that perfect?
And on that note,
yes.
I got to get going myself. So God bless you.
All right. Well, the website, the Relax Sauna website is relaxsaunas.com.
Okay.
And maybe we'll create a relaxsaunas.com/Mark down the road. We'll create a
Mountain
website.
Miracles.
Yeah. Or Mountain Miracles. Maybe we'll do relaxsaunas.com/Mountain Miracles or relaxsaunas.com/Mark. Check them both out, see what we can. And for a limited time offer, we'll have $200 off. And after that, it'll be $100 off. How's that sound?
Okay. Sounds great.
I appreciate you calling me today, as you do about every other week, and say, oh my gosh, you can't believe what the Relax Sauna does or what the lamp.
That's right.
And so you've been a source of inspiration for me, and I really appreciate it. And I guess you need to go, so it's time for us to say goodbye, right?
God bless you. You have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for you know, keeping the beat going in the holistic community.
You bet. It's we're here to educate and inspire and get people tuned in so we can. Now this will transform not just their body in 3 days to 3 weeks, but when you put a Relax Sauna in a house, what happens?
Go ahead.
It transforms their house into a home, because where there's a home,
There you go.
there's a hearth, a place of warmth.
Exactly.
And what you're doing with putting the lamps in the rooms and calling it a healing energy room is like symbolic of what the Relax Sauna does.
Exactly.
Mark, thank you so much.
All right.
So it's me, Phil.
You have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Mark. I'll talk to you later.
Nice talking with you. All right.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, we just finished a conversation, and I knew there was something you didn't say about your dad's experience with the Relax Sauna, and you remembered it too. So let's just add this to the conversation. Tell me about your dad, Mark, and his experience with the Relax Sauna energy.
So basically what happened is my father got a stroke. He was bedridden. And sometimes when people have strokes, their thermostat is actually turned off. And he could have 3 blankets and the heat on in the room, and we would be sweating, and he would be actually freezing. And so consequently, we got him the Sky Eye sauna, the Sky Eye office clinical model, and it worked. But not only that, he would say, it's getting too warm in here, turn it off. So it went from he's freezing to it's too warm in here, turn it off. And I realized how amazing these devices were. And now I have one generator in every room. And at the end of the winter time, I was heating up the whole entire house using those, just one side, turning on one side. And it was better heat than any heater I've ever used, because it's not normal heat, it's far infrared, so it's penetrating and it doesn't have to be as warm.
You can go to a truck stop and you can find infrared heaters, which are known to be a whole lot better than convection heaters, but they still can't compare to the Relax Sauna radiators, is what you're saying?
Exactly, because this is 95% far infrared.
We tested it 3 times. It's not 95%. It's 100% far infrared ray between 4 and 14 or 7 and 14 microns. So it's not just far infrared ray that doesn't resonate with the water. It's far infrared ray that resonates with that's in harmony with our body.
Right, and it penetrates, so
yes,
it doesn't be as warm. That's the bottom line.
I didn't mention that study where we compared the Relax Sauna to 2 other portable saunas. That
right.
When they measured the power density of the Relax Sauna compared to the Amazon sauna and the $1,200 portable sauna, we were 3.5 times more power density, which is measured in milliwatts per centimeter squared than the portable sauna, 3.5 times the $1,200 and 4.5 times the Amazon sauna. And I was shocked that the power density of the $1,200 sauna was just a tad better than the Amazon sauna.
Well, there you go. You're proving what I just said.
Because it's amazing. You know, when I promote the Relax Sauna energy, it's almost like this. What this one lady in Las Vegas, who's a detox specialist, says, she doesn't call it a sauna; she calls it the Relax. And she gave away her $1,200 sauna. She gave away her $600-700 higher dose blanket, and said they drained her, and the Relax Sauna revitalized her. Can you relate to that?
There you go.
Yeah.
So it penetrates to the bone. That's why it works. It's a digital version of far infrared. So that's one reason that it has the output that it has.
Say that again.
It's a digital version of far infrared, and that's why it has the power output that it has.
Okay.
No one else has a actual digital version. They're just utilizing old-fashioned lights and jade and so on, which has some, ability to help, but not like a digital version, which has so much more output.
So the semiconductor chip, I mean, is a computer technology that the Relax Sauna uses, and you're calling it digital. Can you elaborate? I mean, I don't have any electronics in my background, but you can relate to that some?
Well, basically, the bottom line is that when you digitize something, you can increase the output in comparison to physical objects. Okay, in other words, take the crystal radio that we had when we were children. Okay, that was the beginning of the radio. That's the first radio back in World War I and II.
Yeah.
Okay, and now look what then came transistors, which increased the output. Then came the digital version, which now we have computers. So every step of the way, you've been able to increase the power output of all these digital versions of the original crystal radio that was using an actual crystal technology, coil wire, copper wire, and crystal to make a radio frequency. And that was the beginning of it. And so it's the same thing as with all the other saunas that are out there. They're using old technology, and the output isn't the same as the new technology.
So the carbon panels or whatever they do, the other saunas do, or you say they can't even compare? And
Exactly.
why, again, can you explain it one more time? Why the carbon panels, and even the combination of the carbon and ceramic, but not ceramic?
I'm not going to get into an actual science explanation, because it would go way beyond what people could comprehend. But basically, look at the original cell phone. The original cell phone was as big as your arm, cost, $1,000, and it didn't do that much. And now you have this little smartphone. So look at the efficacy of what they've been able to do with digital chips.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you have a smartphone that's an actual computer.
Yeah.
Well, the same goes for all the other technologies that they're utilizing. They haven't come along with the times. They're still using older technology, which is okay, but doesn't have the output of what you're using, because you're creating a digital application to make far infrared. Thereby, you can increase the actual wattage of the digital version, which you can't do with the physical applications that they're using in other saunas.
So that explains a little bit about, and they can't even get close to 100%. I mean, like the one sauna was 8%, and I don't know about the wooden saunas. I've never seen any data how much percentage of their energy is far infrared ray. But I can't believe that the Relax Sauna was tested in 1997 or 2001 for being 100% between 4 and 14. And the tests we've done in the last couple months have shown not only is it between 4 and 14, but it's between 7 and 14. And it's like, it never dawned on me that another company has never talked about how much active ingredient do they have in their sauna. And that's why they all feel good. You know, it's like, I have an analogy. It's like if you don't have a car or a bicycle and you live 5 miles from a grocery store and someone gives you a bicycle, you're ecstatic and telling the world. But you know, when you have a Mercedes, you can even take the groceries home with you.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, life is improving all the time and you got to keep up with the times.
I have another analogy. You know how invisible water goes through the solid clothes? Can you believe that? And cleans every fiber of the clothes? So what's wrong with invisible energy, light energy, invisible light energy going through every cell of your body and cleansing every cell of the body?
There you go.
It's like, you know, sometimes it's difficult to explain it, but as we were saying earlier, experience the difference, feel the momentum. You get in the relaxed sauna for 5 minutes and oh my God. And you know what I've also noticed, that we're the only sauna that you can get in for 5 to 7 minutes and have an experience.
Exactly. Well, it's like you told me a while ago. You have people that were selling wooden saunas, expensive $1,000 wooden saunas, and they poo-pooed your device for years, and now they're selling yours. So that's total proof. I mean, you know, they're making a living selling saunas, and why would they now be selling yours?
Yeah.
There you go.
What is that rule about denial, ridicule, and then embrace? Or
there you go. There you go. Well, thank you for calling. I'm glad we put this little addendum together.
Great, and I hope that this will be helpful. I trust, not hope, I trust this will be helpful in communicating to others that, you know, the money back guarantee, 30-day money back guarantee, that it's worth the risk, that the Relax Sauna will transform their life in 3 days to 3 weeks and transform their house into a home.
There you go.
Okay, thanks so much, Mark. I appreciate your industriousness in discovering more and more. I mean, you're like a true scientist. Experiment, and discovering, and every 2 weeks calling me and say, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe what the Relax Sauna or what the lamp does.
Exactly. And actually, just to add one more thing to it, when we were using it to heat up the house, not only did we use just half of the generator, and it was actually utilizing less electricity in the house than the central air, and it wasn't dry air anymore. Okay, it was different. It was different. Okay, because fan forced air coming through ductwork carries a lot of microorganisms with it. And so this is actually killing microorganisms in the house.
That's right. Exactly. Oh my. So we've got a good thing.
All right. God bless.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Bye now.
Take care.
Yeah.